ATAI is a parabolic stock that can make people millionaires overnight. And we just seen that in this recent movement on Friday. We seen the stock hit my buy target of $2.60, even making some new lows of $2.36. With that being said, sooner or later after that, especially right now, we are breaking above like over a dollar over into the money from where my play was originally. With that all being said, man, ATI is that one stock that I do still have another buy target for that 260 for you guys trying to scope out a play, but maybe a little bit higher to that $3 level now. With that all being said, man, I'm seeing if we could test that $4 level and maybe even touch that 460 and make some new highs with ATAI. With that being said, man, this is one that's going to take a little bit longer, but honestly, man, recently it honestly did it overnight for me. But ATAI is a good stock to watch, especially with what they do. And they have some other things coming out that can pass. And once it passes, man, you can see ATAI go to the moon. And this is one that you want to be in at. So that's why we're scoping out some plays so we can get some free shares rather than putting our own money into it. With that being said, just like that buy target of that 260, if you bought 100 of them, you could sell 60 of them and make those 40 of them basically free if you scope out the right price target to sell. So this is one that I do recommend, man. Keeping your eye on, having on your radar, you can make a lot of money, especially if you make those shares free. And even if it sells off even more, you already have some free shares, so you don't really care. But ATI is on my radar, and I do recommend you guys having it on your radar as well. And I think once we test that $4 level, maybe we can break above it even more and or test it and then fall back down maybe, and then maybe test it again later on. But with this one, please have your patience, take your time, and don't FOMO this one. Right now, I don't think it's a good level at that $3.60 level. See a little drop, maybe down to like that 340 to that 320, even to that $3 level. Just have patience in this one because this one can make you a lot of money. But if you get in too soon, you might not make no money. So have ATI on your radar. Next one on my list is going to be Google. Why? Because I think we could test that $200 level. It might take a few weeks. That's why I have a call option for 3 to 4 weeks out just to make this play, last a little bit longer. With that being said, man, scope out the play at the right time and you should be able to make the right amount of money. Watch that 190 level. We might test it and bounce off of it and or test it and go down lower. So have your time, take your patience with Google in general, but I'm going to be personally scooping or looking at that 190 level. And if we get a bounce off that 190, I'm definitely going to scoop in right then and there and have it for 3 to 4 weeks out. So Google is one to watch. Their earnings beat expectations. They're going more into AI. Their cloud is doing great. They're literally Android, they just came out with the new Android and stuff like that. So honestly, man, I think Google is going to be to the moon, but this one just moves very, very slow. So take your time. Next, going to be chip stocks in general. We're going to be talking about NVIDIA, AMD, Broadcom, Intel, all chip stocks. We just seen a big boost, especially with NVIDIA. If you had a call option at that 175 or almost at that 180, I'm going to be seeing how we test that 180, but I'm personally going to be scoping out my next play at around that 176.5 to that 175 level. If we do bounce down lower, that might take a few days to bounce down. But with that being said, this is one that you don't want to get lost in and take too much time. But this one is one that you can make a decent amount of money in, especially with swing trades and intraday trading. First link in the description below, I have a bunch of courses to help you guys become more profitable. I have a long term that gives you guys 40 free stocks to outperform the S&P 500, especially in this time. And I also have, how to read charts, basic beginner things for trading overall, and how to make money off of $0 on your computer. So go check out these courses with that code down below. You guys can get 50% off, and the courses are already relatively cheap. Tesla as well. Tesla has made a lot of people money, especially this day. I know people that made 100, 200, 500% on their plays. And then yesterday, people made like 100% at least on their plays yesterday with the movements that we had. With that being said, I think we still got some room to move past that 330 to that 335 level. Past that 335, I wouldn't really hold it. We might get that 340, but 335 is going to be more doable with Tesla in general. You might not be able to scope out 100% play, but you could probably get 50%, which is still a great return, especially just don't risk that much. have your risk tolerance pretty good with this one, but this one is great. We do have Boeing as well. Boeing is doing pretty good, and people are kind of hyping it up right now. And their earnings is coming out. I don't recommend trading it before their earnings, but after the earnings, you can make some good scope plays, especially if it doesn't beat earnings. We're there on both sides. If it doesn't beat earnings, we can just scope in for our long term because Boeing is doing pretty good. And we see with these tariff deals that people buy jets after the deal, which is kind of insane. So these are some stocks that I'm personally watching. Comment down below what you guys are watching. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Check out my courses. First link in the description below. Let's get to 500 subs. And good luck trading today, man. Don't overtrade. Take your time. Have your patience. And we have a lot of good things coming out with the market. Very volatile. Not really. It's very slow, but kind of volatile at times.